What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are Traditional Fans with Opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, Season 6, Episode 10. So in this one, the team drills into the mesa where the GPR had, detected a buried object. Then while drilling, they find something that they describe as out of this world, and the whole discovery is not fully detailed. Basically, there's possibly some man-made ceramic material with high radiation in it. Now, while they're doing stuff, there's this civilian aircraft that's hovering around, not you know it's not saying now it's transponder, which I'm not an expert on what the legal things with the transponders are, like when you are and are not required to have the transponder on. And this was it looks like it was a civilian aircraft, not a military aircraft. So yeah, then Travis gets back to his trailer. Well, like that, I guess a lot of the systems were hacked. Now they were able to get a screenshot of the data while it was being hacked, so they still got some data. But yeah, it seems like they lost a lot of data from someone hacking it. Yeah, they don't know how, so it's like that's going to be a topic of discussion for the next few weeks, as it should be. Look, I mean, I don't know how much this is real. I don't know how much this could be staged, but if it's real and someone freaking broke onto that ranch and hacked it, I'd be very pissed if I were those guys. I gotta be pissed off. But yeah, overall, I really like this episode. Looking forward to the next one. Reborn as a vending machine. I now wander the dungeon. Season 2, Episode 6. So in this one, the transfer circles are finished that connects the clear flow lake to the origin stratums. And Hulu also she makes sure that monsters can't use them. So Chewie's paired with Hebe and is very pissed off about it. And the Menagerie of Fools uh reveals to Boxo's group, Boxo, Lami's Hulumi, that the origin stratum was where their original base was. And so there's they all meet up in the original hideout where basically Kirill Philomena take everyone inside this room where this kid inside Crystal's at. And they reveal that the kid is their son, that they were married, and they reveal that Akka and Shiro are also their sons, with the four of them being the original members of the Menagerie of Fools. They reveal that basically the son, the son in the crystal, has this blessing of decay. Well, it's a negative blessing given by an evil god, so it decays anything he touches as well as his own body. But he also has the blessing of hyper regeneration. So he basically feels the pain of his body decay, but he's healing at the same time. So it's endless pain. Basically, they put him inside this crystal coffin to freeze his aging and all that till they find a way to deal with it, which their wish to be for. But they decide due to the difficulty in dealing with Netherlords, they believe their best chance is to defect to the Netherlords. So Boxo, Lamis, Ulumi, Shui, Hivi, and Mishuel fight those four, and then you know those four escape. And basically, Boxel's group, they all tell Director Bear, Director Origin about all of it. So, yeah, but then there's some issue with the transfer circle, and everyone disappears. So Boxel, like, is alone, but he sees Director Bear and Ulumi, but Lamis is missing. So, yeah, I really liked this episode. I thought the interesting backstory was, I thought, the stuff with Jeriel and Filomena was cool, not that whole family dynamic. So yeah, I really like this episode. Looking forward to the next one. Clevatess episode 6. So in this one, Bart leaves to like I guess report to his master about what he's learned. And basically the group takes a break, so Alicia tells Clint of Noel trying to, take over Hayden. Basically, she wants to stop him and like avenge her father. So Clint, he gets into his real form and then goes to deal with it. Then, Rod's fighting Toro. We have this character named Fabio watching them. So Alicia, Luna, and Nelru, they go to this town where they see former members of the Crows being tortured and hanged. Now, given their past with them, they just don't get involved. Then they end up at this inn by this mother named Carl and her two sons, Peter and Phil. Basically, the three of them are basically the two sons are distrustful outsiders, and this character named Maynard learns where they are, and he sends these giant insects to attack the town. And he goes to the inn, demands that Luna be handed to him. Then Naru is attacked by a wizard named Nay. So yeah, it looks like the next big fight has been set up. So we should see next week how that goes with everything with Alicia, Glenn, Naru, how all that goes. So yeah, I really like this episode. Looking forward to the next one. Saga episode 6. So this one, Kyle defeats Santos, and Santos dies. You know, so then Karinas is arrested. Melina introduces Kyle and his party to her father, King Ramonas. So there's the public stories that Zento's second battalion were all killed by monsters. That Karinas is injured or something, had to be taken somewhere. Basically, they want people to know that the prince tried to assassinate the princess. So that. So Kyle is named the hero of Zerga's kingdom. And Ramona's in his room. He talks to himself, reveals that he's behind assassination. Basically, he's concerned that if when Melina becomes queen, that basically she'll be seeing a better light than he is, and he'll be considered second best because he wants to be considered the best king. Then Kyle hears in this disguise and confronts the king about it, where basically he mentions an incident in the future of him basically trying to manipulate this invasion to get favor from the dwarves. Now it's the dwarves' destruction as well as Zergus' destruction. Then, yeah, so Kyle knew that, you know, Ramonas cannot be trusted, but learning that Ramonas is responsible for the death of, was responsible in his previous timeline for the death of Elena basically confirmed it. And so Kyle throws from us off a balcony and disguises as a drunken accident. To save face, they say basically the castle says to the public that he died of a heart attack. And then Melina tells Kyle that she has a fiance and she wants to get the engagement annulled and all that. Basically sends Kyle and his party to the kingdom of Karn. Basically, and also make sure that you know Karn's governor is still loyal to her. Then Sidonia mentions that there's probably some issue in Karn that Melina wants him to investigate since the governor didn't even show up to the king's funeral. So, yeah. So Kyle agrees, then basically he and his party leave. Then they get the Karn's reveal that this guy called the Blacksmiths Guild. So like the leader, this guy of the Blacksmiths Guild, like the leader of that group, he controls most of the city. Yeah. So that should be an interesting thing to see how that goes next week. So yeah, I really like this episode, and I look forward to next week. Rising of the Shield Hero, Season 4, Episode 5. So Foal continues to fight against Thralls. Thralls is like eating some stuff off of his own subordinates, gains some power, turns like a manticore type thing. And now for me gives Foal like a power boost, and Foal is able to defeat Thralls. And you'll love having leveled up a lot. Yeah, so then and after that, basically, yeah, so Foal looks like an adult now. And now then there's the guards search for whoever convinced Draws to commit treason. Then basically they start preparing the Alchemy ship for Grutinlo. So that I guess they can make it there in 2 days. Yeah, and now for me, his group are just wandering around while waiting. And yeah. And basically after that, Foal made dinner for one, and then there was a whole bit where while the women were going shopping, I didn't care too much about that. But yeah, overall, I really liked this episode. Thought the draw stuff was good. So yeah, I really liked this episode. Looking forward to the next one. Hell Teacher Nube 2025 episode 6. So in this one, this character named Makoto he sees this like a Sentai episode, and right after that is like a video. Some guy giving a story about the Teke Teke ghost, which is basically like. So the story is like there was a girl who was hit by a train at night, and basically the bottom half was like gone, but the top half was like barely alive, and like basically her ghost like can haunt people who like have working legs, so she'll like rip off people's legs and all that. And then yeah, basically anyway, here's that message like that story will get visited within 3 days unless the person does a spell. So Makados was worried the entire time throughout school, and Nube tells some of the older students that like he like well basically he basically tries to reprimand Makoto to not think about it, and it's revealed that it's a prevent his fear from summoning that spirit. So at Makoto's house, he sees the Teke Teke. Then he runs away. Noob appears and tries to deal with it. And it's revealed that basically Noob sets up a telepathic link between Makoto and the spirit, so that the basically so Makoto can figure out why the spirit is attacking people. Basically, the the lore, the haunted stories, when basically all that conglomerate doesn't let the basically the the real life Teleteke like Teke like go into the afterlife, peacefully. And so basically they say, he's got one day the basically the urban legend will be forgotten and allowed to allow the allow new to help that girl find rest. Yeah. So yeah, overall I really like this episode, like the Makoto stuff, like the spirit, and yeah, I really like this one. Look forward to the next one. And that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you can put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.